Hello, the internet, and welcome to my review of Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. I'm doing 4 reviews in the span of hopefully 2 days. One might so there's going to be 2 reviews today and 2 reviews tomorrow. There might be one on one day and one on the third, but I'm trying to make it one each day. But yeah. So, let's talk about the game. First things first, I've actually never really got into the Zelda games. I've always got them, like I bought them. Um, One of my first games for the Wii was Twilight Princess. I got 4 games. Pokemon Colosseum. Yeah, I got Pokemon Colosseum, which we didn't know how to run because I was 6 and I didn't know I needed a special controller for it, even though it's a GameCube game. But that's 6-year-old me. I got Wii Sports, the obvious one, and Wii Play, which I got to admit, loads of people don't like it that much, but personally, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool game. It's not great, it's nothing groundbreaking, but personally, I think it's pretty cool. And one of those was Twilight Princess, as I stated. I could not get into that game. That game was pretty much, for like most of the time, it was just me like traveling around the beginning bit, not even getting to the wolf stage until like 2009. Um, yeah, I'm still never finished a monkey dungeon because I never understood how to get the last monkey. Yeah, I know, I'm a failure at life and the universe and everything like that. But yeah, so I've got like all the Zelda games for the 3DS, all that stuff. I've tried a few of them. Because I got the Ambassador program for my 3DS, so that means I get if you don't know what the Ambassador program is, it's because Nintendo just went sorry that there's no games at the launch at the 3DS. Here's a few older games, so they gave you loads of older games. So I got thanks to that I got Minish Cap and Zelda the original and Zelda 2. I can't play Zelda 2 for cheese. I'm still playing through Zelda 1, and Minish Cap is a game I need to come back to because I stopped, and I really don't know why. But enough about Minish Cap and stuff like that. Let's get on to this game. So yeah, I was going through this point. Like I even got like Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D, which I heard people like say Ocarina of Time is one of their favorite games of all time. I don't really like Ocarina of Time, and I know people are gonna go blasphemy, burn his house down, torch him, crucify. I don't know. Personally, I just don't. I don't like the gameplay and stuff like that. I find it just a little bit too. I don't know what the word is, but I just don't like it that much. But I have played Majora's Mask, and I loved it. But back to Link Between Worlds. This is actually the first Zelda game I ever finished. Um, I got 2 Zelda games at the time of Christmas. This was one of them. The other one is the game I'm hopefully gonna be the review out today, if not tomorrow. But yeah, let's talk about the game. The story is, in my terms, this pretty much means that how I took it as, probably completely wrong. There's this evil lady called, I can't remember her name. And she's turning all these people into paintings because they're sacred guardians and they need to unlock the Triforce or whatever. And Link at the beginning is like this guy who works at pretty much just a old-timey repair shop where instead of repairing your camera or your computer, they're repairing swords and shields and stuff. Yeah. So you do that, and you go and confront her, go through the first 2 dungeons, and then you get into the Lorule portion of the game. Nintendo had this point in the Wii slash GameCube part of its lifetime where it started doing 2 worlds, where there's a dark world and a light world, and really this is going back to that, but in a special way. I'm a very big fan of Lorule. The thing I like about it is, you think Lorule, Hyrule, this must be an evil version of Hyrule. Well, not really. It's a corrupt version of Hyrule, not evil exactly. And in the end, spoiler, if you manage to defeat the final boss and all that stuff, yeah, Hyrule, you get the Triforce and you get to restore Lorule to its former glory and yada yada yada. Yeah, spoilers there, but still. Yeah, the story is great. I love it. I can't remember any of the characters' names except for Link, Zelda, Hilda, which is the evil or low rule version of Zelda, and Ravio, which I'm not going to spoil the ending of Ravio's thing because I didn't see it coming personally, but I bet a load of people did see it coming. But yeah, you as usual you play as Link and you go on adventures, and that's about it. The dungeons are fantastic in this game. I have really not played that many dungeons again in the Zelda series. I have played 3 out of the 4 ones in Majora's Mask. That's the one I'm playing right now. That and Wind Waker. I'm enjoying Wind Waker a lot, but yeah. Let's but I haven't actually got to. Yeah, I have got to the first dungeon in Wind Waker. Pretty much always the first dungeons, but I've seen every single dungeon in this one, and all of them pose a challenge for you at the present time. After you like finish the dungeon, you know what's happening. You can easily just run through it quite easy, and yeah, the dungeons are very good. None of them I really didn't like, and there's something new in this one. You could actually kind of like, well, almost pick the order of which dungeons you complete first. There's a couple that you need to pick, like you have to finish the Thief's Den and before you can go to the Sand Temple or whatever it's called, because you get the Sand Rod after you complete the Thief's Den, or you can buy the Sand Rod after you complete the Thieves' Den. I think it's Sand Rod, Sand Wand, or whatever, which allows you to manipulate sand, which is a kind of a useless one. It's okay in battle, it stuns enemies and stuff, but really, except for that dungeon and like a couple parts for side quests and stuff, it wasn't that used. Yeah, let's actually talk about there's another new mechanic which goes along hand in hand with this whole you could pick what dungeon. To pick what dungeon you need the specific item, and that's not stopped. It's pretty much Zelda lore that you need a specific item that you can like get in the dungeon to finish the dungeon. Yeah, you still get special items like gloves and stuff like that from dungeons that can help you progress in the dungeon. But instead of getting stuff like the bow and the boomerang, you would buy those from this man called Ravio, which, as again, I'm not going to spoil the ending of his storyline, but he's such a good. I love his character. He's a greedy guy. He likes to spend money. He likes to pretty much swindle you because what happens is you can either rent the items or buy the items. The only difference of buying and renting, if you rent them, you get a little Ravio a sticker almost on the item because it shows that you've rented it. If you die, they will get sent back to Ravio, and if you you can't upgrade them from the Super Octopus Mum of Superness, as I like to call her. But she has a name, but I can't remember it. But if you have bought items, you can do all those things that you can't do with loaned items. You keep them after you die and all that stuff. Once you buy all of them, it's pretty much like I can do anything. Then you realize you forgot to get the sprinting shoes at the beginning of the game, so you can't do everything. Yeah, there's a few things. I'm not good. Never really played Zelda before, so I missed a couple of the side quests. First time playing it, but I'm right now going through all of them. I haven't got every heart, all that stuff. Let's talk about the bosses. Each dungeon has a boss, and they're all great. I there's there's one that seems a little bit, how do I put this? Not memorable, but it's still a great fight. I don't remember it. I think it's the Thief's Dungeon boss battle where you fight the Skeleton King or whatever it is. Skeleton King. But yeah, you fight him, and he's not that memorable. I like his fight, and don't get me wrong, it's just when I think of the, but all the others are really memorable and really good. Again, I do like the Skeleton King boss fight. I just didn't find it that memorable. But and yeah, all the prior Zelda fans will like this game because this is pretty much, it's not Link to the Past 2. I have played a bit of Link to the Past. Great game, by the way. But it's in the same. It's pretty much the same area as Link to the Past. Like you notice, some of the same enemies are there. Some of the same stuff is there. Yeah. Later in the game, you find, yeah, you find the enemies that you could encounter in Link to the Past, which for Link to the Past players are gonna find that really cool. Yeah, let's talk about the new mechanic. Usually there's a new mechanic in each Zelda game, and I can't believe I haven't talked about it until now. But the new mechanic in Twilight Princess, it's the wolf. Majora's Mask, it's the Mask Eye or whatever. Masks. Yeah, that's right. There's always something new like that. In this one, you get to merge into the wall as a painting. It's a great concept, and it's done so well done as a concept. It is a fun thing, and every now and again I just go, whoa, what do I do here? As I just merge into the wall and just walk, and it's just great feeling to, like, I solved a puzzle by walking on a wall. Yeah, that's it's a very cool power up, and I like it. Much more than like the wolf and stuff. The wolf I did like from Twilight Princess, but I much prefer this. But again, that's me, dirty her. So yeah, I think that's all I got to talk about with this one. Great game, great bosses. Again, I don't know much about the Zelda series because this is the first one I ever finished, and I'm still playing through Wind Waker and stuff. But yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna give this a score of 9 out of 10. Yeah, this game gets a 9 out of 10 for being a fun, enjoyable experience. My first ever Zelda game that I've actually completed. I've played other Zelda games. I've said this like a million times, but it's a great, fun experience of a game. Great bosses, great areas, great power-ups, everything great. So, yeah, guys, I'll see you next time for another review. So, goodbye.